gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the third and final of our series of webinars showcasing the inspirational woman of KZN driving business and our economy. It gives me a privilege today to introduce you to the incredible woman with inspiring stories. And first up, let's start with Brenda. Brenda is the founder of Imbokubo Electrical Construction. I said it wrong, you can correct me, I'm so sorry. A pioneering Black-owned, female-led company based in KZN that specializes in electrifying rural areas that previously lacked power and managing vegetation around these power lines. She has an inspirational story. Please tell us more about yourself and your business, Brenda.
Good evening, and thanks, Jennifer. My name is Brenda Ndlovu. I am a founder and the CEO of a company called Imbokubo Electrical. And Jennifer, the name is actually standing for the women. In our African, you struck the rock and you struck the women. So Mbogodo means the woman of strength. So obviously, when I started the business, I had to look for that name in particular so that I would stand out in that male-dominated industry in 2002 when I started the business. What we do in our company, we are mainly in the energy. So what we do, we work for generations, transmission, and distribution part of the electrical, and we electrify energy power from 11 kilovolts up to 400 kilovolts. So basically, we do substations, from substation right to the point of supply. And we supply the households that have previously not electrified, but we also do maintenance, we also rebuild, we take part also in new innovations. If there's something that is needed in the area, we do not only work for the government, we work for private sector as well, and individuals who might be interested in self-build. So as a business owner, my inspiration was purely out of curiosity, but also having been coming from a home that was, my mom was a street vendor, so I was so used to a business environment. So when I started business, it was out of curiosity. And then, but as the time goes, when I became a mom, I saw a need to now focus. Yes, so my curiosity became my focus, as I saw that in business you generate wealth. And I had that eager for freedom, which then my company gave me a freedom to actually be a mom, because at the moment I'm a single mom, but then I want to be everywhere. I mean, as when we were chatting earlier on, the women is also complaining about everything that we do outside being our CEOs. But what I've found with my company is that I have structured it that it allows me in time to be mom, to be Brenda, to be everything. So as a result, even if I decide to expand, I expand within the perimeters of motherhood, because I believe in raising children within our company. People that work for us are families as well, and we care to go out and get to know the families that we serve as well. So the impact that we have done as a company is bringing light to people's lives that was in the dark. So bringing light to people's lives that was in the dark, it ranges from moving someone who was using wood fire to a stove, someone who needed to start a shop but they were selling things without the fridge to a fridge. So for me, having seen all those upgrades happening in front of me, it has kind of fulfilled me, because like I said, in the business, I'm not in the business because of the business side of it. I'm in the business for the change, especially in the family. And that's all about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. In your bio, you speak about many challenges, and you speak about the challenges that you faced of a lack of mentorship. Just quickly tell us, how did you overcome that challenge and succeed to where you are today?
First of all, to overcome that, I studied corporate governance. I went and searched for something that was going to equip me as a business owner. So corporate government that covered all the areas. And then I started attending seminars. And also I pay for private mentorship and coaching as well. And I do have sponsors, people who check on how am I doing and everything. So basically that's how I managed to close that gap.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're
Our
welcome.
next nominee is Nadeera. Nadeera is the founder and director of Pinetown Diff and Gearbox, a thriving RMI-approved workshop specializing in the remanufacturing and repair of gearboxes and differentials. Her journey began in Phoenix, where her love for mechanics took root, and this came from her dad. Nadeera, let us know more about yourself and your business.
My name is Nadeera Ramharakh, as I've just been introduced. I'd want to say thank you to Top Women Business of 2024 for giving us the opportunity and this platform to showcase what we are about. I think a lot of us are not recognized for the work that we put in. Just a little bit about me and my business. As you know, being in a male-dominated industry, we specialize in remanufactures of differentials and gearboxes. For those ladies who doesn't know about it, it's a little gear stick that you use with your left hand that changes the gear. So that's what we do, but that doesn't stop there. We do minor services right up until major engine overhauls. We are a 5-star graded workshop based in Pinetown, and our biggest niche is our OEMs and our retail customers. One of the reasons why Pinetown Diff and Gearbox was started was I've been in the industry for the last 20 years, and I've seen how women have been taken for granted, especially with the lack of knowledge or little knowledge of how a motor vehicle runs. So I've then embarked on a journey under duress, I must say, and it's been 14 months into its journey, and we've been quite, encouraged by the support we've got. So in the last 20 years, I've taken that experience, I've put it into this company, and we've been receiving quite enormous support from people. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful kids. I've been a victim of gender-based violence, and I've taken that for all the negatives and put it into positivity, and that's how we have now become one of the leading remanufacturers of differentials and gearboxes. Thank you so much.
Lovely, Nadeera. Your bio speaks of a story of resilience, and so we must definitely salute you for that. Your bio also says, and I love this, you are just getting started. Tell us briefly what's next for Nadeera.
Being in a male-dominated industry, we've faced a lot of challenges, and one of the challenges being is that people do not have faith in our product. And I'm the first woman to own a gearbox repair shop, and one of the places we'd like to be is where we want to start importing, and we want to give the customers the best price and quality in the aftermarket field. So in the future, you're going to be seeing a lot more from me, where we would franchise and we would have branches in South Africa. So that's one of our future goals.
Lovely. Thank you, Nadeera. Our next nominee is Ashika Dorasamy. Ashika is the manager of Maidstone Service Station in Tongaat and embodies resilience and ambition. Raised in Phoenix, KwaZulu-Natal, Ashika's path began with a transformative cultural exchange in Germany at age 16. Initially trained in aesthetics, where she won the Top Makeup Artist Award, her entrepreneurial spirit led her into the fuel industry. Ashika, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us about yourself.
Good evening, Jennifer, and to the wonderful ladies that are here on the webinar. Firstly, I would like to thank the KZN Businesswoman team for this amazing opportunity and initiative. I'm extremely honored to be amongst such powerhouse women who are making a mark in their respective fields. As mentioned, Jennifer, or to everyone, my name is Ashika Dorasamy. I'm 35 years old. I am married, and I'm also a mom to the most amazing little boy. I run a Shell franchised fuel station in Tongaat, Northern KZN. So as you mentioned, I started off in a completely different field, in the makeup and beauty field. And then in the year 2015, I was afforded the opportunity to run Maidstone service station. In the same year, I attended the Shell Retailer Training Program sponsored by the site. And it confirmed me, or I passed all aspects of convenience and fuel retail management, and I was accredited as a Shell franchisee. We went on to, since joining, I went on to win numerous accolades in the fuel industry pertaining to Shell. Major accolades. And I'm also, we have a staff complement of 26 individuals that I manage. I'm also a firm believer in social responsibility and community upliftment.
Lovely, Ashika. You mentioned the number of accolades, and reading your bio, it is very impressive. Do you want to just share with us some of the accolades that you have been privileged to win?
Sure. So in 2018, we were the #1 Shell site in South Africa. 2017, 2018, and then the year after, we were the top 5 in South Africa, and I was privileged enough to join the best of the best retailers from around the world in Sydney, Australia. And thereafter, I also won accolades in the HSSE field, that's health, safety, security, environment, for the role that I am playing with regards to that. So it's the #1 site, the top 5 HSSE runner-up, and I've also been recognized by my Shell team for their efforts in my community upliftment, especially with the recent tornado that hit Tongaat.
Beautiful, well done. And very simply, what is your vision for your future?
So I wish to eventually have a multitude of sites. Coming from a male-dominated industry, it's just the past few years that we're seeing females becoming retailers. So I would love to have grow my business portfolio into a multitude of sites. Not only that, I've got a love for various other fields. So I believe an entrepreneur doesn't just have to stick to one field. I still have a passion for the beauty industry, the fuel industry. So let's see where life takes me.
Thank you for sharing with us. Our next nominee is Mandisa. Mandisa is the founder of Kwakaza Africa Consulting and has carved a unique path in architecture, and property development. Originally from Bazan in the Eastern Cape, Mandisa initially pursued drama before embracing architecture, and she's been quite successful in her new area of excellence. Please introduce yourself and tell us more about your business.
Thank you, Jennifer. Greetings, everyone. My name is Mandisa Pepeta, founder of Kwakaza Africa Consulting. The business, we provide architectural services and property development solutions. We've been in business for over 20 years. And I believe that everyone here knows that every house needs a building plan. So that is our core business. And in our services, we provide feasibility studies because most clients will want to know how much will their project cost. We look at the suitability of site. We manage construction because everyone, when you start a project, you want to do it within time, within budget, and achieve the quality that you need. And we also provide multidisciplinary services where we are your one-stop shop. If you're looking for engineers, contractors, you are able to appoint our company and we look after your project and ensure that whenever you need accountability, you look at us. Our clientele is individual homeowners, property developers, corporate, and government. We've done a lot of work, schools, over 50 schools. We've done clinics, hospitals, we've done homes. So whenever you think of a facility, a building, you're thinking of a building plan, full architectural services, you come to us. So for everyone who's looking for a service and they're thinking property, they don't know where to start, we are their go-to. So that has been my focus. I am trained and qualified in the sector. I've been around, we are competent, but more so we are focused on educating our clients in terms of the comfort of having an approved building plan, a building that is not gonna fall over your head. I know everyone have experienced natural light, how comfortable and beautiful a space feels, that natural ventilation where you're not only using aircons all the time, you can just open your doors and the airflow. So we're about space planning, that's all we do. So anything that pertains to buildings and building planning, we are your go-to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandisa. You speak about in your bio various challenges, one being the language, one being you had no formal business skills, another being the lack of coaching and mentoring when you embarked on this journey. Just tell us briefly, how did you navigate these challenges and end up being the successful businesswoman you are today?
From Bizana, I grew up in a particular village, and you find that English was not my first language. I could write English, but could not speak it. And I had to spend a lot of time learning to have conversations in English because my work demands so. I always make this articulation that my kids, to a certain extent, I never taught them Xhosa. And I've been a guilty mom because they will be saying why I never taught them Xhosa. And until recently, I have a proper answer that I was busy learning English because I needed to articulate myself better. So I'm no longer guilty there. So that has been, it can be a barrier to a lot of young women who are entering the space, and language is a barrier. But I always say that wherever you see a weakness, you need to make an effort to strengthen yourself. I did a lot of reading, watched a lot of movies, and speak English all the time to ensure that I articulate myself and I excel in that space. So that is what I've done to make sure that I bridge the gap of language. And also when it comes to business skills, we come from a background whereby you don't know any other business person when you started except yourself. But you then have to find a community of business people that have done and succeeded and find out how actually they've done it. So that is what I've done. I surrounded myself with people that have gone before me and gained the experience from them.
Wonderful. And that's excellent advice because you turn adversity into opportunities, and your challenges were the opportunities for you to learn and grow as a businesswoman. Thank you. Our next nominee is Monica. Monica is the founder of Mon's Accounting and Business Consulting and is driven by a passion for empowering others through accounting and business solutions. She turned a side hustle into a full-time venture, and she's raised in Richards Bay, and her path into accounting was unconventional, guided by her love for math and physics more than any formal training. Monica, let's hear more from you.
Good evening, Jennifer. How are you? I'm so lucky you introduced me there. I never had accounting as a major subject, and I just loved physics and maths. And so that's how I ended up pursuing a career in accounting. And so my business is just doing all things accounting and bookkeeping, taxes, personal and business, and just assisting your businessmen with any business plans and all your payroll and all that.
Lovely. Tell us us what keeps you inspired, because when you start off in a small business, it's not easy. And when you start growing a business, it becomes more difficult. What keeps you inspired?
So yes, it's quite difficult the early few years with so many things that can go wrong and all that. So the things that keeps me inspired is always the positive people that keeps me surrounded, and their positive words. And the one lady that when I did my accounting articles with, she always kept motivating me and said, Monica, you're so good in your job, just keep going, keep going, keep going. So that's the one thing that I always keep close to my heart, is those words.
Beautiful. Just keep going. That's my personal advice to anyone trying to accomplish anything worthwhile in life. Our next nominee is Yugashani, who is the founder of Minimorphosis, which is a dedicated to holistic child development and parental coaching. Her journey spanning diverse experiences in childcare and youth education led to her establishing Minimorphosis, where she provides guidance on topics like positive parenting, routines, and behavioral support. Yugashani, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us more about yourself and your business.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yugashani Pragasan, and I am the founder of Minimorphosis. Minimorphosis is an educational program that I've designed that looks at all areas of child development to assist children reaching their true potential. So Minimorphosis uses global techniques to support not only the cognitive development of children, but also their emotional and social development. A key part of my approach is to work closely with the parents. So I empower them with the tools and the resources to better understand their child and support them on their journey through life. At Minimorphosis, I believe that by nurturing both children and their families, looking at their development holistically can have the best outcome for both kids and their families. That's me.
That's you. Tell us, you have a very impressive bio. What inspires you and what is your future vision?
I think the children that I work with are the biggest motivation and inspiration. Seeing the changes, seeing them come with challenges, or just where they are cognitively, and seeing them expand their development or expand their confidence. Watching parents say, wow, I can't believe this is my child. I can't believe the changes have happened so quickly, because the truth is changes happen very fast. Once you understand how to change a child, or not change their personality, but to nurture their personality, you can see them thrive through life. And that's what inspires me the most. Sorry, your other question was?
What's your future vision for yourself?
A future vision is to have a youth center, one that incorporates all professionals. So having an OT, having a speech therapist, specialist teachers, people that specialize in sensory integration. So it'll be a holistic center that incorporates all areas of child development. So a child comes to one place and gets the help that they need, because you can't go in isolation. Kids that need OT generally need speech therapy or play therapy. And obviously it's not one size fits all program, and it's not all kids that need that. But it would be beneficial to have it all under one roof for a lot of parents who have to go from one place to the other place, for OTs to talk to speech therapists, to then talk to me, to create a program that supports the child's development. So having it all in one center where every aspect is looked at and all of us work together would help a child thrive.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing with us, Yugashani.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a very powerful lady, Ms. Pria Hassan. She is the executive chair of Women of Africa Group and is a dynamic leader with a strong background in law, finance, and logistics. Founding the Women of Africa Foundation is one of her proudest achievements, providing education, healthcare, and mental wellness support. Pria, tell us more about yourself and what you do. Please unmute.
Me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, you can. We lost
Sorry.
your video though. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Pria.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to yourself and Maura. I actually didn't unmute myself. I was muted, so forgive me. Thank you again for investing in us women. You know, it takes passionate young women like yourself to truly show us and demonstrate to us that women like myself stay in sector, fight in sector, because we understand that we're going to have successes like yourself. So again, thank you, and thank you to the organization. Yeah, Pria Hassan, let's see. I started out as an advocate. I practiced on multiple stock exchange listed entities in Johannesburg. My home was broken into, my nanny was murdered, and I had to make a plan. I realized I couldn't stay in Johannesburg. I wanted to have my family. So I left back to come home to KwaZulu-Natal, and Women of Africa was born in 2004. We are operating in multiple sectors: the energy, logistics, investments, automotive, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, construction, and recently technology. I believe that there's a space for women in all sectors, not just one. And so as Women of Africa, when we got into business, we utilized that as a platform to leverage into other sectors where I found there was opportunities for women to not just educate and transfer skills, but to create innovation in industry. I'm a philanthropist, as you've heard. Women of Africa Foundation is my pet project. So I'm dedicated to social causes, particularly in education and women empowerment, and now even gender inclusivity in men. So we're running the first International Men's Day on the 18th of November, which I'm very excited about. I'm the vice president of the Global Indian Organization International, which supports organizations that also create communication with the Indian diaspora. I'm an unpublished author, and I'm busy writing my memoir. Soon to be a grandmother. I call myself a meme in French. And yeah, I just love pushing boundaries, and I love changing the way in which women are perceived. That's me.
So you've got a very impressive CV and bio. Tell me very simply, how do you keep yourself inspired? I know you're nowhere near retirement. You've said it yourself in your bio. So how do you keep yourself inspired, and what is next for Pria?
You know, Jen, having traveled the world, and you will see it, when you get to speak on international platforms, particularly with women in youth and in energy, you would often find that there are probably a handful of women that are there to address the sector, and so many men. And I hate it when they particularly will dedicate a panel to women to talk about how they have evolved the sector, what they've done. And it has shown me that in as much as we have managed to infiltrate sectors and establish ourselves, our voices are still not heard. We are given a time, a slot, when the industry determines or sees fit. I'm inspired because I want more women to take those platforms. I want to see our youth, our younger women, be able to take up their positions, be able to speak, share their knowledge, educate, and learn and bring back to our communities. So I'm inspired because I don't want to go to another Middle Eastern conference and be faced with 200 men in the room and 10 women. I don't want to travel on a youth summit to India and see again that there's 500 men and 100 women. I want to change our numbers, and I want power in those numbers.
Thank you, Pria. I have no doubt you will drive the agenda you are trying to achieve. So well done.
Thank you, Jen.
Our next nominee is Karen Howard. Karen Howard founded ASI KZN in December 2023, focusing on healthcare consulting within the financial services sector. A mother of three, Karen's journey began in East London and led her through diverse roles in education and corporate environments. Frustrated by the gaps in service for everyday workers, she established a company to provide tailored medical aid solutions. Karen, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us more about yourself and your business.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for this opportunity, first of all. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be able to stand on this platform with so many incredible women. It's quite nerve-wracking, to be honest. My name's Karen Howard. I started ASI KZN, as you said, basically at the beginning of this year. What I did is I realized that I needed a big brother in this industry. It's very male-dominated, as so many other of the women have experienced. They were looking for a partner in KZN, and we clicked. They also helped me. They had my back during I've learned some fundamental. When I got the phone call, I was like, really, you want me? I've made every mistake under the sun on how not to go into business. But they've had my back. They've supported me 100% every step of the way. And what they are trying to achieve is they believe very strongly, or ASI believes in the strength of the independent financial services companies. But the problem is it's becoming more and more complex, more and more expensive to run a small one-man show, two-man show, whatever the case may be. So what they're doing is they're developing partnerships. They buy into a company, they work together with the company to grow it. It helps reduce overheads. It assists with expensive resources like legal, actuarial, marketing. And our partners include companies that encompass short-term insurance, wealth foundation, property management, interconnect systems, which do power and fiber. They do retirement and investment, corporate wellness solutions, because that's a huge big thing at the moment. We might not see what we are doing at this moment in time, but it's going to manifest somewhere down the line in our health. So that is really, really important. I also arrange wellness days, and I'm a very big believer in a wellness day. You don't want to go to a boring one where somebody comes and picks your finger and weighs you and tells you need to lose weight. I like opening people's eyes up to experience alternative therapies. What about an iridologist? They've never heard of it. Most people, how can they learn from something like that? I had at one of my wellness days, I had a Tibetan sound therapist. The people were queuing up to come and listen to this guy. It was fascinating. So there are lots of alternative therapies that can and have got a space, but we don't, traditional healthcare sort of closes that out. So nobody is exposed to it. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a friend. Our motto is building wealth and changing lives, and that's why I love doing healthcare. Oh, sorry, Kat.
No problem, we understand the demands of family as a working woman. Karen, you've mentioned as well, and you've spoken in your bio about making bad decisions and having to learn from them. And I think every one of us in our businesses have one time or another made bad decisions. And so when I read that, I just smiled to myself, because that is the honest to God truth for every one of us. Tell me, when you make a bad decision, what do you feel and how do you make sure you move past it?
Well, I think it's being a single mom too, is you don't have an option. You just have to put your head down and work as hard as you can. I don't have anyone supporting me. So it's just a question. I've just had to work my guts out. But I really do wish, like some of the other members have already spoken about, is I wish I'd found a mentor early on. I wish we had at school were taught about entrepreneurship instead of schools closing that door. And I wish there were programs where we encouraged them to find ways of looking for little businesses that they could start at the school, and the school should actually encourage it, not phone the parents and say, don't do it. Because how are we going to improve? The only way we're going to improve this country is by providing extra jobs and creating jobs is by encouraging entrepreneurship. So that for me, I'd love to get involved in something like that in the schools. There's no point doing it once in grade 7. It should be a consistent, continual. Sorry,
Yeah.
Winston.
I agree. I agree.
And the other thing is, when you're going into business, do proper due diligence. Don't just go in on pure trust. And I think that's something we're too trusting as women. Well, I know I am. And going into business with a partner is also like getting into a marriage. Make sure that you do
know your partner.
Yeah. Cover your backside.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Thank you for sharing, Karen.
No problem. Thank you for your time.
Our next nominee is Michelle. Michelle is an accomplished entrepreneur with 2 successful businesses, Design Origin, which is a computer graphic design firm, and Event Timing, which handles online race entries and timing. Michelle, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us about yourself and your businesses.
Hi, evening all. As you said, I have 2 businesses which I kind of split my time. The first one is Design Origin. I started in 1999. I went on my own, took a giant leap of faith, bought the equipment and just went for it. I do all kinds of design, learned along the way, hit my head quite a few times, but you just plow through it and you get your end result. The second business, I'm a director of Event Timing. My husband and I started this business in 2009. I've taken on half of the responsibility of the company. We do online entries. We take payments for races, and then we don't do the actual organization of the races, but when we go out on race day, the day before, we do registration at the venue, and then on race day we're there and we actually do the timing of people coming over the line.
And I think I've read you sometimes work a 7-day-a-week job. You're constantly busy. What keeps you inspired and keeps you going and achieving for more?
Well, you've just got to get the job done. So I don't really care or mind how I do it. I work basically 7 days a week, day and night. I've got to kind of split my time between the 2 businesses. But when you've got an end goal and you've got goals to meet, you just have to do it. So you just plow ahead and make it work.
That resonates with me. You just have to make it work.
Thank
you, Michelle. Our next nominee is Dr. Nokuthula Shah, who is a 47-year-old educator from Nongoma, KwaZulu-Natal, and leads Lacey Special School, supporting learners from grade R to grade 10. Influenced by her teaching parents, she initially aspired to be a nurse, but embraced her calling in education, earning a PhD in the field. Welcome, Dr. Buthelezi. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do? Please unmute.
I'm trying to unmute. It doesn't even want to go there.
Perfect.
Now it's fine.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm Dr. Okay, it's fine. I'm Dr. Nokuthula Shah from Ulundi, but I'm currently staying in Nongoma. I'm mom of 2 handsome boys. I started Lacey Special School in 2017, seeing the kids that were dropping out because of the system that was failing them. So I started being the learner support educator, who's a qualified learner support educator having a PhD. Then I started a school to help those drop out because there were so many around my area and I was teaching them. So we couldn't help them because teachers didn't even understand those kids. So now I felt we are being the ones who are failing the kids. So I founded that school. By that time, I remember I resigned from education. Then I opened the school. It's running now, and the other one is in Funnel Bay Park in Gauteng. Yeah, so it's there down in northern KZN, in Nongoma, not Ulundi, but I'm originally from Ulundi.
You are an ambitious lady. Tell us, what are your plans for the future?
I want to open at least 8 special schools in each and every province so that all kids out there will be helped. And I want to collaborate with those special schools that are internationally and I want to change the system per se. I want to teach the kids African studies from grade R up until grade 12, so that they'll understand education. They will be able to do things for themselves, having skills and the talents they are good in. They mustn't go to school and study maths or history. They doesn't even know. They mustn't go to school study Hitler. They don't know Hitler. They must know things that are around in their environment, things that they see every day, able to work on those things, able to work on themselves. If you can attest with me, kids are not working. They're having grade 12, but they're staying at home because there's no job. Now with my school, a special school, because it's not a care center, it's a school. So now I'm helping kids there with the skills as well and talent, so that they'll be able to do something for their future and to help their families as well. So my school has helped 95% unemployment rate. So now their parents now are now able to put food on the table through that school. But I'm also working as a full-time learner support educator, helping kids with barriers, both intrinsic and extrinsic. And I'm also a writer. I've recently wrote a book, Life of a Rastafari Woman as a Rasta, and I've been nominated. I'm going for nominations next week on the 9th. Again, I'm going for other nominations in Cape Town on the 21st of November, again for the book, but it's more related with education. The other one is where I'm writing about teachers now that are Rastafari. What impact do they do in schools? Who are they? I'm trying to let them self-discover themselves and know themselves. Who are they? And they must help the community. They must train to change that mentality or that stigma people are having with us, because they only know that if we are Rastas, only smoke ganja, that's it, then we're high. But not that, yeah, that's me.
Thank you for sharing with us, Doctor, and it's a privilege to have met you.
Thank you.
Our next nominee is Madeleine Pretorius, founder and CEO of Skills for Africa Training Industries, is a transformative leader dedicated to empowering youth in South Africa through accessible education. It's a pleasure to meet you, Madeleine. Please tell us more about yourself.
Good evening, Jennifer. Good evening, everybody. It's such a privilege to be on this platform, and thank you to the team also for giving us the opportunity to be among such amazing, phenomenal women that's standing out in all the industries in South Africa. So I am Madeleine Pretorius. I am the CEO and the founder of Skills for Africa Training Industries. The unique blend of Skills for Africa Training Industries started up as a dream for the community of the South Coast to reach for potential where there was no opportunity for education as well as affordability for education after school. So this started off as a project with short courses and online courses, and later on as this grew further into South Africa and even across the borders of South Africa, it made it possible now to create a unique blending learning possibility for everybody out there, inspiring from individuals, CEOs, teams, and everybody to coach people to become the dream that they are dreaming of through training and education. I see myself as a people empowerment specialist through training and education. I enjoy every moment of steering and driving with passion to see people reach their goal and their true potential, and especially our young people in South Africa. I do believe in polishing the diamonds of South Africa to be the future leaders and the role models, because if we have education, that is the strongest power in the world.
You are quite ambitious and you've got a wonderful bio and CV. Please tell us what's next for you.
Well, at this stage, Skills for Africa is rolling out now into skills training centers, because obviously myself and my team, we can't work alone. And this will be going on. It already started 6 months ago with the first training center in Oslo Beach. Second one, schools and community centers and workshops, conferencing, and a lot of other individual sessions that you will be seeing happening all over South Africa and online, because this will be personalized training as well. In Skills for Africa, there's also 2 training schools called Princesses to Queens and the Gentleman's Club, that is 24K mentorship programs. That's also personalized programs for leadership, transformation, cultural diversity, and to lead through connection with training and development.
Thank you, Madeleine. Our next nominee is Carmen Reddy. Carmen Reddy co-hosts The Breakfast Show on East Coast Radio, bringing her diverse experience in radio, journalism, and television to the airwaves. Born in Durban but raised in Gauteng, she studied journalism at the University of Pretoria, where her passion for radio blossomed. Welcome, Carmen Reddy. Please tell us more about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, this is very uncomfortable for me. I'm usually on the other side asking the questions. So this is first when you being asked the questions. So now I know what everyone feels like, finally. So yeah, I guess you pretty much summed it up, but I've worked, studied journalism, but worked in the radio and TV space for a really long time now. And it's really interesting to hear all you ladies speak about women in several industries. It's the same with us. When I started out, there were a lot less women. Now there are a lot more, which is amazing. So yeah, so that's pretty much me. And I plan on working with all of you and having you on my podcast. I think you women are all amazing, so accomplished. And it's amazing to have an opportunity like this to meet all of you, but also to give light. I would have never known that any of you existed, to be honest. And it's so amazing that we have this opportunity to meet women from different sectors that deserve a spotlight. So it's amazing to be here and meet all of you. So that's exciting. But yeah, it's also nice to be introduced as a media person into a space with all you women that are actually very accomplished entrepreneurs, because I think finally now with social media and how things have changed in the media space, people are starting to see people who work in the media space as a brand, and we're starting to be more open to entrepreneurship. And I think you'll see a lot of people that work in the media space launching, I guess, products and all kinds of, online apps and stuff. So this is an amazing opportunity, and yeah, it's nice to meet all you ladies.
Thank you, Carmen. When I read your bio, you've faced different challenges in life, as many of us have. What keeps you motivated and moving to the next level continuously?
I think just competing with myself and wanting more all the time. I always set goals and then it happens and then you're like, okay, what now? There's always something more. You're never done. No matter what it is, whether you're like doing your hair, losing weight, changing what you want to eat. And when it comes to work, it's exactly the same. I think women are so dynamic, and especially when you're in different spaces, you want to grow all the time. And it's just wanting to grow and learn, and just the world changes so fast. And technology is changing so fast now. So it's also something else to keep up with that as well. So that also inspires me to keep up with the Gen Alphas or whatever they are now. So there's a lot of that as well. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Carmen. We look forward to meeting you in person on the 14th. Our next nominee is Virosha Pillay, who is the director of Avo Labels. Has navigated a journey from science to the printing industry, where her family business has thrived for 40 years. Specializing in self-adhesive labels, garment labels, and more, Virosha prioritizes service delivery, innovation, and recently expanded into a larger facility. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us more about yourself and your business.
Hi. Thank you very much. First, I'd like to thank everybody and KZN Business for allowing us the platform to showcase what we do, because we're always in the background, making the wheels turn. So, hi, I'm Virosh, and I am first and foremost a mom, a wife, daughter, and a sister to a beautiful family. And I pride myself in making sure they always feel supported and guided, no matter how busy I am. I actually started my tertiary education with a BSc in biochemistry and microbiology quite a long time ago. I then ventured into marketing and a bit of business at Gibbs Business School, and then went on to now doing my postgrad in business management. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I have the time, but I guess I got to make it work. So my academic experience has actually afforded me a great clarity in terms of how I actually perform my role as a director of Avo Labels. And for me, growing up, I didn't want to be seen as the girl who was born with a golden spoon in her mouth. So I decided I will go and venture out into the world and find my place. But I grew up in a factory from a very young age, surrounded by printing presses, ink, lots of noise. And ultimately, I guess it's all about your roots, and I'm back where I'm supposed to be. So I'm very proud of ABO labels. I know it's sometimes difficult to pronounce, but the A is actually A for Ashvir, V for Virosha, V for Vishnu, and O for Usha. So those are my 4 family members, and this is our business. Where I fit into the organization is pretty simple. I'm very much into innovation, sustainability. I'm very big into being an earth-conscious company, which over the years, we haven't really placed a large focus on that part of the business. And yes, we have top-tier companies that we provide our label solutions to. And we've now ventured into trying to do digital printing as well as UV LED printing, which now is more easy on earth as well. So we've now joined a PRO, so we're becoming a very environmental conscious business. And I think that's where I've stepped in and taken the business to a new level.
Lovely, Virosha. So you are the second generation entering a family business. Did you encounter any challenges? And if so, what were they and how did you overcome it?
I think it was also very male dominated. And we have a staff complement that's very diverse and lots of people who have been there from the time I was running around. So for them to take me seriously, I was a little bit of a hindrance for me, but you know, there is no hierarchy in our business. We're all there to make the business work. It's what's best for the business. And from my side, I think now we've reached a stage where I find many of those strong personalities that walk into my office for my opinion, which makes me feel proud. So yes, I didn't see them as challenges, but more as an opportunity to show them that I'm there to assist. I'm there to grow with them and also embrace their expertise and their development over the years.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing with us, Virosha. Our next nominee is Noeleen Naidoo, the principal and owner of Ingwe Property Group, has dedicated her 25-year career to the real estate industry through hard work and a commitment to serving diverse clients. Starting in the affordable housing market, her company now caters to everyone from first-time home buyers to high-end investors, operating across 3 branches in KZN. Welcome, Noeleen. Tell us more about yourself and your business.
Good evening, Jennifer. Evening, ladies. It's a tough act to follow here. You're all pretty amazing, and your stories are also inspirational. So I'm Noeleen Naidoo, mom to 1, 31 in a couple of days. And just love what I do. I have a passion for people, I have a passion for property, and I think when you couple the both, you're never going to work a day in your life, like they say. So I get the absolute privilege and joy of being the leader of a team of, we're 28 now, across 3 branches, as you heard. Our head office being in Pinetown, in Manners, and that's where we started. Recently in Umhlanga and the Upper Highway area. Real estate is multifaceted, but our core focus is on residential sales and letting, property finance, and commercial property. I think for me, selling houses is a lot of fun, but personal development and imparting the 25 years of knowledge into those that come into the industry. I love rookies. I'd like to say I'm a bit brave and crazy because rookies are basically they have absolutely no idea what they're getting themselves into until they meet me, and they have all these tasks to do on a daily basis, and before you know it, they're selling homes. So I love the fact that I get to hand rear and groom these, often young, but of all ages, all shapes and sizes, male, female, and you know, I must say I'm privileged enough to have been at the forefront of this business, but never ever been mistreated in any way whatsoever or disrespected as a female, and I guess I can really be thankful for that. I'm looked up to by the male counterparts, which is quite nice, but I also treat them as an equal, so I think we have a good synergy. So what else can I tell you except that I really do love what I do, and I really do count it a privilege to be in business. For me, business is a conduit. It's just really an avenue to express what really makes my heart beat, and that is to help people. Ingwe has year in and year out always been, you know, on the ground when crisis has struck, and I also think that is a privilege that comes with business, you know, to be the hands and feet and to be the helping hands when people are in despair, and we get to do that. So I get to enjoy all of these lovely things and just boots on the ground every single day. I'm not abstracted from my teammates. I love to work with them. So I'm not really this boss. I don't like the word, actually. I believe I'm a part of the team, and we get to do this together. Yeah.
Your story is one that's built on perseverance. So what is next for Noeleen?
Yeah, I think I've spent so much time in the trenches. I'm a real soldier now. I believe after 25 years in business, it's almost like, you know, adulthood dawns on you and you're like, oh, okay, I'm no longer a kid anymore, you know. So I think for us, what we are busy embarking on right now is we've come through establishing our own training academy, which is something I really wanted. And coupling the training together with our brand, we're able to offer something more holistic. So I think I'm very well positioned to franchise this brand that I'm extremely proud of. I think I also had a little bit of letting go phobia. I think now I'm brave enough, I can trust a bit more. So I'm ready for that and looking forward to having the Ingwe footprint nationally.
Thank you for sharing, Noeleen. And our last nominee, but not least, and patiently waiting for a whole hour, is Iris Naidoo, who serves as the Partnership Manager for the Do More Foundation, a non-profit established by RCL Foods. With a background in public relations and communication science, her passion for community work stems from her upbringing in a family dedicated to helping others. Iris, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please tell us more about yourself and your business.
Thank you for having me, Jennifer. I must say, I'm usually on the other side looking to inspire people. Today. Wow, what a wealth of inspiration across the screen over the last 2 webinars as well. I hope every single woman here realizes their value. And from this side, I'm just astounded. What amazing powerhouses. I think it was said before. Well done to you all. So yes, I'm Iris Naidoo, and I'm the Partnership Manager for an amazing nonprofit organization called the Do More Foundation. And our core focus is creating better tomorrows for young children 0 to 5 years in impoverished and underserved communities. We do this by impacting young children through child and maternal health programs, parenting programs, through nutrition programs, and we do this all through collaboration and partnership. It's only possible through partnership and collaboration. There is not one single organization that can do it all. I'm proud to say that every school day, the Do More Foundation feeds almost 40,000 young children across South Africa. And over the last year, financial year, we have fed more than 6.4 million meals across the country. And again, I say it's only possible through partnerships and relationships. And that is my core job, is maintaining, creating, and fostering relationships that can come together, partnerships that can come together and create lasting impact for those that deserve it most.
Iris, you're a positive, upbeat, motivated lady. I can sense it and feel it through the screen. What keeps you inspired?
Very simply, my faith and my family. I honestly believe that my faith keeps me grounded. My family is my moral compass. Every decision I make and my driving force is my family. I'm a proud mum and sister and member of the community, and that keeps me grounded. But more than anything, it's also knowing that I'm a part of something positive. In the role of work that I'm in, over the last 22 years, from South Africa to across Africa, I've been involved in community development work. And the challenges I've seen is so vast and so deep. And you think, really, are we even making a dent? But what keeps me this upbeat and optimistic person is telling myself that we are part of the solution and reminding myself of that starfish story. One little starfish at a time thrown back into the ocean, we are making a difference, and knowing that it takes more than just one. So if we come together, we can make a bigger impact. So I love meeting all you ladies here, and I wish to connect with you more to see how we can together do more for South Africa.
Beautiful. And it was beautifully said. You placed us beautifully to end this webinar, the last of the three, and set the tone for celebrating the incredible businesswoman of KZN on the 14th of November. We heard stories of faith, grit, and resilience. We heard about taking a risk, taking the challenge on, and engaging ourselves for a better tomorrow. We heard about leaving our places of comfort and engaging in our entrepreneurial calling and driving our businesses to new heights. So we learned a lot this evening. Thank you for sharing, beautiful ladies. I look forward to meeting you all in person on the 14th. And I think that's a wrap from us. Thank you, KZN Top Business. And it was a pleasure facilitating these webinars.